You're taking creatine wrong, plain and simple. Creatine is one of the most powerful, most researched, and most misunderstood supplements in fitness. Yeah, you've probably heard it's safe, it works, and everyone should be on it. You want the truth? Merely taking creatine isn't enough. If you're not using it the right way, you could be wasting your gains. Or worse, stalling your progress without even knowing it. In this video, we're breaking down the 5 biggest creatine mistakes lifters still make today, and exactly how to fix them with real strategies that actually work. Let us know in the comments how long you've been taking creatine. Skipping your daily dose. Life gets busy. You forget your creatine scoop one morning, and by the next day, shock horror, you're convinced your muscles look smaller. But let's be real. Missing a day of creatine isn't actually killing your gains. After a couple of weeks of consistent use, your muscles become fully saturated and they hold onto those stores pretty well. One study even found that after 30 days of completely stopping creatine, muscle stores only dropped by around 22%. So if you miss a day, or even a few, relax. Your body isn't going to forget how to lift. If you're in the loading phase, then yeah, missing a dose might slow down the muscle saturation process, but not enough to mess with your long-term results. And if you're already in the maintenance phase, your creatine stores are already topped up, so missing a day won't impact your strength or performance in any noticeable way. Because creatine isn't like pre-workout. You don't feel it immediately. It works cumulatively, building up in your system to support strength, recovery, and muscle volume over time. Missed a dose? No big deal. Just take your normal dose when you remember. Don't double scoop the next day. Don't try to make up for it. Just get back on track and keep going. Not drinking enough water. If you're not drinking enough water while taking creatine, you're cutting off its full potential and setting yourself up for headaches, cramps, and weaker gym performance. According to a 2021 study, creatine needs water to properly saturate your muscles and fuel ATP regeneration. And without enough water, that whole process completely stops. So, how much water are we talking? Research suggests that every 5-gram dose of creatine should be taken with at least 8 to 12 ounces of water, around 250 to 375 milliliters. Beyond that, active lifters should aim for at least 3 to 4 liters of water per day, and if you're creatine loading, it should be closer to a full gallon, around 4 liters. An easy rule is to consume half your body weight in ounces, minimum. Creatine's effectiveness relies on water for 2 major reasons. Firstly, it needs water for the phosphocreatine system to regenerate ATP. Secondly, it volumizes your muscle cells, which triggers muscle growth by stretching the cell walls and signaling protein synthesis. Plus, hydration plays a huge role in your kidney health. When creatine breaks down into creatinine, your kidneys have to filter it out, and dehydration makes that process harder. So chase your creatine with a full glass of water. Then stay on top of your hydration throughout the day. Monitor your urine color, thirst, and even your skin. Dryness is an early warning sign you're slipping behind. Taking the wrong type of creatine. When it comes to creatine, don't be fooled by the fancy labels. Out of more than 1,000 studies on creatine, nearly every single one has used monohydrate. It's been proven time and time again to boost lean muscle, strength, recovery, and even brain health without any serious side effects. In fact, the International Society of Sports Nutrition concluded there's no compelling evidence of harm from creatine monohydrate, even at doses up to 30 grams per day for several years. Now, what about the other forms you've seen hyped up? Creatine HCl dissolves faster and can be easier on the gut for some people, but it's way less studied. Creatine ethyl ester was shown to be less effective than monohydrate for strength and muscle gains. Then there's buffered creatine, magnesium chelate and liquid creatine, where there's been barely any solid research to justify switching. If you want results, stick with pure creatine monohydrate. It's safer, cheaper, and backed by decades of science, not marketing hype. But if you struggle with bloating or gut issues on monohydrate, you can try creatine HCl at about 2 to 3 grams daily. Otherwise, don't fall for overpriced gimmicks. Incorrect dosing. When it comes to creatine, the amount you take and how you take it matters a lot more than most people realize. A lot of lifters either skip the loading phase when they could actually benefit from it, underdose during maintenance, or don't adjust their intake based on their body size and training demands. If you're new to creatine, The fastest way to get the full benefits is by doing a loading phase, taking around 20 grams a day, split into 4 to 5 smaller doses for 5 to 7 days. While loading was once considered optional, newer research now shows it's actually a pretty smart move. A recent meta-analysis found that creatine loading consistently outperforms skipping it when it comes to strength and performance. Creatine really only starts working once your muscles are fully saturated, which can take days or even weeks if you're taking it at small doses. After loading, or if you choose to skip it altogether, you just move into your maintenance dose. Traditionally, the recommendation was to take around 3 to 5 grams daily, but newer research suggests we should actually tailor creatine intake to body weight, aiming for about 0.1 grams per kilogram per day. For most people, this works out to around 6 to 10 grams daily, almost double the recommended dose. So if you're on the heavier side, you may benefit from a higher dose in this range to see how your body responds. And if you're vegan or vegetarian, creatine could be a game changer. Without natural sources from animal products, supplementation can massively boost your strength, endurance, and even brain function. There's also some evidence that taking creatine with carbs, like a post-workout shake, can improve retention via a better insulin response. Not essential, but it might give you an extra edge. Stopping creatine abruptly or during a cut. A lot of people still believe you should cycle off creatine or quit using it during a fat loss phase, but that's completely outdated advice. In reality, cutting is when you actually need creatine the most. When you stop taking creatine, you'll usually notice a slight sudden drop in body weight. Before you start panicking, that weight isn't coming from fat or muscle tissue. It's almost entirely water loss from inside your muscle cells. When you remove it, your body simply returns to its natural baseline. Your muscles might look a little flatter, and you might feel a slight dip in strength at first. But if you stay consistent with your training and nutrition, you won't lose real muscle. When you're cutting calories, your risk of losing muscle increases. That's exactly why creatine becomes even more valuable during a fat loss phase. People usually worry that creatine will cause them to look bloated during a cut, but that's not how it works. The water retention from creatine is stored inside your muscle cells, not under your skin. That intracellular hydration makes your muscles look fuller. If anything, it enhances your physique while helping you train harder and recover faster at a time when your body needs it most. Research supports this, with a 2004 study over 12 weeks demonstrating that even after people stop taking creatine, they don't lose significant muscle mass or strength as long as they continue training properly. The initial dip you see is surface level and short-lived. There you go, 5 of the biggest creatine mistakes people still make and how to fix them the right way. Let us know in the comments if this helped clear up any confusion. Keep training smart, legends.